What is crack-a-lackin' people, Inspirational back with another video. This one's going to be a very different one, a very deep one. I'm going to get very open and vulnerable on this video, and if a deep talking video is not your sort of video, then I suggest clicking off this video, because this is what this video is about. There is going to be some more fun videos coming to the channel, but before I crack on this video, before I crack on, I'm going to open a can because it's my day off. It's a very rare day off. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Trust the one that I want to open. Falls down. And if I'm going to be vulnerable and open, probably the most I've ever been. So, this is going to be needed. So, what's this video about then? If you watch my channel, then you'll know I released a little song last week about mental health and depression and S-thoughts and all that sort of stuff. And I feel like for people to really understand, appreciate and connect to the song more, it'd only be right for me to talk about my mental health journey. Not journey, because that makes it sound a good thing. My mental health struggles. So this can be a very detailed video of what kind of got me to that point of having the S-thoughts. But a little background. I've had depression over years. I've had it when I had a wife. Didn't have a wife, should I say. I've had it before that. I've had it but after that. But the last 2 years, so 2024 and 2025, was probably the worst of it. That was the years where it was very active in my brain, the S-thoughts. I'm going to try and keep this video. I'm going to say S-thoughts because I don't want this video to be taken down. I was trying not to make this video more than 15 minutes, but if you do want to skip to the song, I'll put a timestamp there and trigger warning, because like I said, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So 2024 and 2025 were the worst years where the S-thoughts were strong. And I did try to myself through, not ironically, but through drinking a lot. Which one of my nicknames, or two of my nicknames, are Party King and Alcoholic, because I can drink a lot. I don't know where, because I don't have my family aren't big drinkers, and my stepdad and my dad didn't want to know me. So 2024 is when I had my first crash out, and would essentially drink most weekends, stupid amount of drinks. Like, I drink stupid amount of drinks now, but I mean, this was ridiculous amounts of drink. And I'm going to be honest, I would also hold a very sharp object to my neck and have to sit there for 3 or 4 hours, stopping myself from doing anything stupid, because it felt like I was Jekyll and Hyde. It felt like I had one side of me going, do it. What's the point of being here anymore? Do it. And the other side going, no, your little brother's been through enough, your mum's been through enough, your best friends, your close friends, what would they feel like? And that went on for months. So yeah, it wasn't a good time. No one knew either, because I'm very much never wanted to let my friends know, never let my family know. My mum still doesn't know to this day I've done therapy or how bad the thoughts got, because I will always put people before me, no matter what. Maybe that's not a good thing, but that's just the way I've always been. So that kind of... So yeah, 2024 was the first crash out where I ended up just drinking a ridiculous amount. Essentially was drinking in my den, then got invited around 20, was drank loads, and from what I got told, was telling everyone to F off. Told everyone I wanted to cane myself in front of my mum as well. And just not a nice person. Second crash out was at one of my best mates, someone I consider a close mate's birthday, and this one was probably just as bad or worse. I crashed out again, was out in a pub. I can remember parts of the night, but not all of it. I punched a window, put my middle finger up to some guy because I was trying to get into a fight, threw my coat on the floor. My mates, one of my good mates and my close mate's fiance had to hold my arms to like an arm each because I was shaking with so much anger and my fists were going like that. And also, I can remember I was there for about 10 minutes, like hugging, like a side hug with your best friend. With one of my close friends, kind of giving them a side hug, saying I want to kill myself, I don't want to be here anymore. And that's the second time is kind of when I finally decided to get to therapy and get some help. Because the first time this all happened, I had my meltdown and crashed out. I felt like I could handle it. It would go away. It would be something I could deal with without the therapy, without finding answers. But second round time, I did go and find answers and did kind of, I guess you'd say, find solutions, because one of the big things was I was using drink to deal with a lot of shit that's gone in my life. And the Party King was something I kind of tried to live up to, but in a wrong way, because the Party King would be someone who would go out and get absolutely rat ass, wake up and roundabout somewhere, not remember any of the night, and do something stupid. Now, don't get me wrong, I do that now and again, but it's not very often. I can't remember the last time I actually got blackout drunk, to be honest, or even pissed. I've kind of tried to rephrase what the Party King is now. I want the Party King to be more of like the person, you know, who goes out, has fun, has a laugh, has some shots, has a dance, has a good time, but not blackout drunk every time. Not saying I will ever get blackout drunk again, because I probably will for Butlins. Butlins is a kind of a given. And then also that kind of led me to change the way I look and handle drink. Saying I know I'm drinking now, but I haven't drank all week. So I used to drink bottles of vodka at home by myself very easily. I've got a massive AU collection over there, and I could easily get through a bottle of vodka by myself. So I kind of made a promise to myself, to my friends, because that second time I crashed out, I scared a friend to the point where she don't want to be around me. Well, don't know if she does now. Didn't want to be around me anymore, and didn't feel comfortable around me because I scared her. And I scared myself, to be honest, because that's the first time I've kind of let that anger out in front of my friends. When I always try and put them first, so it was scary to see me get like that in front of them. So I kind of promised them, myself, my therapist, because I don't go to therapy anymore, because I felt like I'm in a better place, that I wouldn't drink vodka at home anymore, which I haven't. I've drank one bottle or 2 bottles like a couple of weeks ago. Apart from that, I haven't. I also said I wouldn't go out twice a week, which I used to do. I used to go out Sunday and Mondays for my days off. Granted, I do work most Monday nights now, but even when I don't, I've stopped myself from going out twice in 1 week. I going out tonight. That's very rare for me to go out and have some drinks by myself. It's been a long, stressful week, but yeah. So that's kind of some of the, and I've also said I will only drink about 8 or 9 drinks when I go out now, because I used to I can down a side pretty much in 10 minutes if I want to, 5 minutes. That's not a problem for me. I've done it those times, but I've kind of made a promise now that unless it's a special occasion, so someone's birthday or Christmas event or Butlins being the main thing, I won't go past 8 or 9 drinks. So that's kind of the story of my journey, and kind of how I found answers and dealt with it. But let's talk about things that I feel like led to it. And maybe this will help people understand a lot better why I kind of got to those states. I got my notes here, if this wants to let me see. So first of all, during all this, I didn't really feel like I had anyone to talk to. My main person I spoke to, God bless her soul, was my nan. My nan's been dead for years now. You're going to call me stupid, but the other month, I only just accepted that. I don't know what it was, but in my brain, there's always some sort of hope, some sort of delusion that she would come back in some miracle way. And I only just the last couple of months accepted she's gone, and I had to cry about it, because I don't think I ever actually cried that much about it. But obviously with her being gone, that left me no one really to talk to. I don't feel comfortable, or should I say I don't want to put my friends through worrying times, so I won't tell my friends much stuff when it comes to my mental health. Again, I know that's not the greatest thing, but that's the way I've always been. I always put my friends' family before myself, no matter what. I did it when I did it with work as well. Whilst this was all going on, I was still maintaining a job 5 times a week, and that was with me, like I said, feeling like Jack on a high. There'd be times where I'd be literally in work, wanting to scream, wanting to cry, wanting to punch stuff, just because I was that emotional and fighting. Like I said, 2 different personalities, it felt like. But no one knew, because if I want to hide something, you will not know. I can hide stuff very well. So none of my friends knew until I started telling them about it, but it wasn't until I was like deep into those thoughts. But my nan would be the one I'd go to and talk to about stuff, which she hasn't been here, so obviously I couldn't. 2, I felt like a failure because the first time, not the first time, but I'm a 32-year-old guy living in my mum's garage essentially, because that's what I eat, drink, sleep in here. I literally sleep on this sofa you see. I can't sleep beside because my little brother. Have a failed marriage. Haven't been in love or found a girlfriend since my marriage failed. Since I last got my last girlfriend or wife, should I say, marriage failed. Haven't got a house of my own, haven't got a car, haven't got no big savings, so I kind of felt like a failure inside, which is another thing that therapists kind of like helped me get over, I guess you'd say, kind of, and talk to, and kind of make me understand that no, I'm not a failure, which, yeah, so yeah. Also, a stressful job. Now, don't get me wrong, love my job. It is a fucking stressful job. Oh, excuse my language. It is a very stressful job. And I'm sure any of my workmates who watch this, because I know my workmates do watch this, so they're going to be finding out a lot about me today. Will agree, it's a stressful job, especially when I'm the only night baker, and this was when the first kind of major meltdown was when I was not long into the job. It was during the Christmas period. I was by myself during the Christmas period. Obviously, it's different now because I've been in the job long, so I know it's a stressful job, but I also enjoy the job because there's something about making fresh bread and seeing it all out on the shelf that gives you pride knowing you've done all that work. And I feel like I'm much more appreciated now. I'm much more used to the job, kind of know what it is. But back in 2024, I had my first crash, meltdown. And so I knew the job. It was a very stressful job, like I said, still is now. So I wasn't, that didn't help. And then I also had my mum and little brother on top of that, pretty much arguing every other week. This wasn't like a one-off occasion where they would argue, and it wouldn't be small arguments. These would be big arguments where they'd be arguing every week, and I would have to listen to my little brother say the most nastiest, awful things, and watch my mum cry her eyes out every other week because people are saying she's a shit mum, because people seem to completely forget she raised me. They only seem to focus on the fact of Jake, but my little brother has ADHD and autism, so he's not the easiest person to deal with. And that's not me making excuses and saying he should be excused for his actions, because no, everyone should be held accountable for their actions. But when, like I said, I got my mum crying her eyes out every other week because all the people around here say she's a shit mum because they seemingly forget about me, her other son, who hasn't really done anything wrong, will ever get in trouble. It's not a nice feeling. It fucking hits you hard when you have to watch your mum cry every other week because people are saying shit, and she unfortunately does take what people say on board. And then you also got your little brother saying the most awful things. And obviously I would be stuck in the middle of that as well. So it wasn't, trying to sort out, trying to keep the peace, trying to stop them from arguing. So that wasn't nice. Which leads me on to my next point. It also, during those times, felt like I let my stepdad down then, because unfortunately he died of cancer, and when he went, I made a promise to myself that I'd be the man in the house. I would make sure his family stays afloat, and that I would try and keep Jake on the right path. Thankfully, which is another factor why I'm in a better place now, thanks to therapy, changing my drinking habits, and a lot of this shit is now easy to deal with, or doesn't happen anymore. Like my little brother doesn't, and mum don't argue as much now. My work is stressful, but stressful in a way I know and feel appreciated. But yeah, I felt like, excuse me a minute. I felt like I was letting my stepdad down. So obviously, with the thoughts of already feeling like a failure, that didn't help. I was feeling like I let my stepdad down because of the family shit going on. Felt like I haven't done anything to make him proud. Obviously, that's different now because thanks to therapy, it has made me realise I've done stuff to make him proud. You can kind of see some medals, but I've done 4 marathons with training and without training. I've done 10Ks with and without training. I've done 2 cage fights, one of them being a white collar one, and one in 50 seconds, one being an amateur where I could have got kneed and elbowed, and got told by the end of the fight that was an amazing fight by my opponent's coach. You know, I've done all sorts. I think I've got a decent little YouTube channel going. So obviously now I do feel like I've made them proud, but during those times, and it's something that I dealt with for years, I never felt like I made him proud. I always felt like I was letting him down because I couldn't get Jake under control. But like I said, he is now-ish, so it's not as bad. And then last but finally, and this one's kind of due to social pressure as well from the world we live in, I felt like a failure and weak. I felt like because I was having these mental thoughts of thoughts and trying to K myself, that I was embarrassing, I was weak, because that's the generation that we're raised in. Like, men can't show their weakness, they can't cry, they've got to be the alpha male. And especially for someone like me who has done cage fights, done cage fights with no one there to watch me apart from one person, one of my close mates who watched me in my first one. The amateur one I did, no one watched me. Runs with no one there. I've done runs, full marathons with no one there at all, from start to end. No girlfriend, no family, no friends. And you know, like I said, I've done martial arts training. I've done full marathons, half marathons, 10Ks, mud runs, you know. Some charity runs as well, which I'm proud of. Some cancer ones for my stepdad and nan. But still, I felt embarrassed and weak especially because of the fact I did martial arts. I don't at the moment because I haven't got the money to, but I want to get back to it. But the fact I did martial arts and I did cage fighting, and I was, you know, wanting to cry and punch stuff and shout, and I just felt embarrassed and weak because out of my friends, I'm the I'm the fitness freak. Like, I'm the one who loves fitness, does a lot of working out. Like, I know I'm not massive, but I know I'm pretty decent size, pretty big. You know, I'm the one who does half marathons with, like I said, sometimes no training. I've literally got 10K that I'm going to sign up for in 2 weeks when I get paid, and then it's like 3 weeks after I get paid. But yeah, for someone who's like does running sometimes without training, half marathons without training, done cage fights, which is quite a manly sport, and you need to be tough mentally to do those sort of fights. Even like the training leading up to it, I was doing ridiculous amounts of training. I felt weak and embarrassed. I just didn't feel like, you know, I could talk about this stuff, or I wanted to talk about this stuff, and it just made me feel weak. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. But that's kind of, so hopefully that gives you a better understanding of the song, appreciate the song more, and hope you connect to it. That's kind of like all those things combined just got to me. And I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I can remember when I gave up, what I said, because I remember talking to myself, and it was a day after my mum and little brother argued again, and I remember to myself saying, I give up. I give up is those exact words I said to myself. And I think that's when, I guess, if you know Jekyll and Hyde novel, you know what I'm talking about. I don't remember which one's the good and bad, but the bad side of Jekyll and Hyde all started to take over for me, started making me withdraw, because I used to then, during those times, keep to my own den and not really bother people, which I don't now much, but I mean, this was like really reclusive and really hitting the drink and putting a sharp object to my throat, you know, because I was trying to K myself, or had those thoughts of it. So I think just all those things combined, all those thoughts in my head, all those things happening at the same time, just is the reason why I got to the stage I did. Now, I will want to finish this video on a positive and say I am in a much better place now. Like I said, my drink is under control a lot more. I've changed my drinking habits, and that's under control a lot more. My mum and little brother don't argue as much. I don't feel like I know I've made Ken proud now, my stepdad proud. I know I'm not a failure as much as I thought I was. and my job, I feel appreciated and respected in it. So yeah, I'm in a lot better place now. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But if you want to check the video out, song out after this as well, that'd be much appreciated. Sorry for the long video. But I did warn you in advance and for the trigger warnings. And before you do watch the song, do not watch it if you're some sort of alpha male bollocks, bullshit, stuff like that. And don't expect an amazing rap or song, because that's not what I do the songs for. I do them to express myself and so people can connect to them. And through me speaking about my mental health journey, I hope this will help some people out there, inspire some people, and help people relate to the song better. I've been Inspiration Ray. I promise the next video is going to be 2 videos, WrestleMania weekend vlogs with G-Man, which will be releasing at the end of May. There'll be 2 separate videos. There'll be obviously some more fun drunk videos, but I really felt like this video needs to be done so people can understand the song better and understand my journey, I guess you'd say, and shed a bit of light. So yeah, I'll see you later.
To the one suffering mental health issues, please listen. I've been there at the worst end of it, but you can get through this. I hope this helps. Mental health is the biggest hidden head fucker. It feels like a disease that you can't escape, full of pain in the brain, overthinking, overlooking in life, to a point where you feel lost and low and a form of shadow of yourself, feeling in debt to the devil like it owns your soul, and you're constantly fighting to escape to the light like Jekyll and Hyde, putting on a front to everyone. But behind closed doors, it feels like your brain's going to war and it's going too slow. It feels like you've been slowed down and you've lost that flow, pitch from nowhere before you know it. You slow down with all your thoughts and doubts. Everyday life then becomes like a fake story, hiding your feelings, putting on a fake you. No one knowing how you're really feeling, concealing the fact your brain's gone into overdrive. Feels like you're in dread, driving to death with every breath, feeling harder to take. That late sleep getting deeper into your neck deep with all you know, and it's faking and acting. Okay, just getting through with a hate day, trying no one finds out how you're really feeling. With you looking at the ceiling all day, no hope, no fate, thinking I can't do this anymore. Like a Saw film, fighting for your life. Depression's like putting a fake wall to the outside world, kind of like being the Joker, playing the role for idiots whilst your voice is being silenced, feeling like there's no high points in life anymore. But at your core, all you want to do is scream and shout, let those emotions roar like a tall order to get over that first hurdle. But it feels like going in circles, waiting for the universe to give you a sign for better times, trying to remember the good times. Don't think I'm talking from no experience. I've been there, done the suffering, so I know the pain, how hard it is to escape the thoughts and create a positive mind. You'll find it feels like a never-ending hole, like you're in the abyss of bad thoughts and feeling like you don't belong on this earth, like you belong in a pit 6 feet under. So no one can bother, so you can't bother anyone anymore. But I plead with you, distract your mind, stay alive. Focus your energy in something. You're going to feel like you're nothing, like a piece of shit on someone's foot, like you're no good, but you can understand you withstood the demons. It's time to take flight. Having that support system is best. You may not think so or think you're done for, but shouting out the people you care for is like saying goodnight. You've got to fight for your life. You mean something to someone. You're not dumb. You may be an asshole at times, may collide with those who care, but they're there for you. Only a hug away, so don't sway to the dark side. You may lie to loved ones, but you've got to stay strong. A light will appear eventually. Speaking of that light, you might think it's a long distance away, feel like you're decaying away, or you need to pray to God, like a lock and blocked in a cage fading away, but you've got to stay your way to the good side. It may not be today, but there'll always be a light shine on you. Never far away, it may start small, eventually you'll get your glow back. It may be slow and steady, but stay awake, your time will come, and one day it will get easier, and you'll be back to yourself, true self.